HarperCollins presents The Heart Beats in Secret by Katie Munnik, read by Denica Fairman. What are heavy? Sea sand and sorrow. What are brief? Today and tomorrow. What are frail? Spring blossoms and youth. What are deep? The ocean and the truth. Christina Georgina Rossetti. For Columba Livia, to be delivered after I am dead. Well, my dear, the house is yours. Regardless of what your mother might expect, I think it only makes sense. She wouldn't really want it anyway. All the way out here on the other side of the world, isn't it? Perhaps she might like to sell it and use the money, though I'm not sure that's necessary. She seems comfortable where she is, and she's never been one to look for windfalls or godsends, but maybe you could use a few, so I'm leaving it to you. It's a good old house, friendly in its way. I've been happy here. Don't worry, I wouldn't be offended if you sell it, and I won't haunt you, I promise. But before you decide anything, do come and see the old place. You haven't been out here since you were a child, and it may feel different to you now. So come and stay for a while, long enough to get a handful of warm days. We do get them here, you know, the kind when you open the windows in the morning and leave them open all day, forgetting about them until the curtains blow in just before sunset when the wind shifts. I've never figured out why it does that. I always meant to ask someone, but never got around to it. Does it happen elsewhere, or is it only here in this house? Maybe you know, my dear Pidge. Does anyone call you that any more? I must say, when I was drawing up the official paperwork, I had to be so careful with the spelling of your real name. Your mother was right. It has a lovely ring to it, but I was right too, wasn't I? It is a strange name to saddle any child with, yet you, my dear, wear it well. Felicity said that the other mothers wanted to use old-fashioned names, like the ones their grandmothers wore, Jean, Rosa, Edith, or natural-sounding names like Oak and Ivy, which are only apt out there in the woods. But she wanted something distinctive for you. Oh, your grandfather laughed. It is a beautiful name, even a little fancy in the best way, though pigeons are just as common as the rest of us. But perhaps no one knows Latin these days, so that doesn't matter. I hope you haven't found it a burden. We all burden our children, I suppose, one way or another. I hope this house won't be a burden for you. It's only a house, or a bit of money, if you want it that way instead. You would need to clear things out first, so that's another reason to visit. There may be a few things here you would like to keep. Books, or photos, or sentimental odds and ends. It is all fairly old, but it has been useful. Useful or lovely. When you come, you can take the car out too. I've left that to you as well, though there's a man in the village who would be happy to buy it. Just ask at the hotel, and Muriel will point you in the right direction. She'll also have a set of house keys for you, if there's any trouble getting them from the lawyer. You'll know her when you see her. I thought it best to provide local solutions, so you don't need to go into the city unless you'd like to. There's more than enough to see around here. Drive out along the coast. Go see some ruins, or the old Ducots. There's a man named Isaac who lives near here. A few years ago, he put together a calendar with drawings of all the local Ducots, beehives and lecterns and all that. He's clever at shading, and really captures the way light touches old stone. There should be a copy of it somewhere around the house, maybe in the bookcase. I can't quite remember. Anyway, be well, my dear. Be happy. Live where you like, but when you're here, do take some flowers to the kirkyard and think of me a little. And if you stay until they are ripe, be sure to eat all the brambles you can find. With all my love, Gran. Part 1. 1. Pidge.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?